Okay, Holly here, again. I'm going to show you how I did the paper crafting that's going to be embellishments on a book cover I'm making. What I have is just simply the mold, silicone mold, plain water, and some torn up tissue, a Kleenex. And what I did, whoa, a little too much water in there. Let's set that out of the way. Okay. Just take and put some water in your mold. And then you take some tissue. The tissue's going to soak up the water, which is the objective. And you just try to stick it down into the mold. Make sure you get it, try to get it inside the mold as best you can. You may have to pull it down and tuck it in. That's okay, because you're going to eventually fill this whole thing. Let it soak up the water. And sometimes I just double up on the pieces so that I can get them in there. Now as you stick it in there, it's going to soak up all that water. Try to make sure I fill in all of the cracks. And if you get it a little over the edge, it's okay, because you can go back later and either trim it with a pair of scissors or file it off with an emery board. So if it gets a little extra in there, no biggie. I'm trying to do this and look at the camera too to make sure I'm filming it. But you get the idea. You're going to fill the whole mold. Just keep layering pieces in there and let it soak up the water. So you get it completely filled. But this only took like about half a Kleenex. Which is pretty good. Trying to do this one-handed while I film is not the easiest thing. But we're trying here. But that's all you do. Just water and some pieces of tissue and get it all filled in. Squish it down in there so all the pieces get wet. Okay, and then you're going to let it dry a little. Leave it for about 15-20 minutes until it sets, and that way, and you press it down in there pretty good so that it gets all the design and everything off there. And hopefully it doesn't stay stuck to your fingers. But the other ones I did when I showed you earlier, I had some in the mold still. This is one of the pieces that, one of the borders. I love the little leaves. I'm going to go back and trim off all this excess on here. So I have a nice little border of leaves, ivy leaves. And this is how one of the vines came out, which I'll go back and trim up with the nail file once it's dry. And the leaves came out really nice. You can see all the nice little lines on there and everything. But that's all you do. Let it dry. It dries really lightweight, almost featherweight, because you're not even using a whole tissue for some of these. Depends on how big your mold is. This one used an entire tissue. But I wanted to... It's actually the length of the tissue, so I got a nice border that'll go down the side of the book. Okay, next video I'll be doing, I'll show you how I'm going to assemble my book. Okay, peace out.